Hey, it's Sylvia from Write Your Life, and in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about my week 2 of Camp NaNoWriMo, April Camp 2020, in case you're watching this in the future. Hey, how's everyone doing? I am not going to even bother trying to deal with comments if somebody comes into this live stream. Thank you for being here. I'm just trying to test the internet, so I'm not really trying to, toggle two different things other than eating, because I'm kind of eating lunch right now. I love these pretzels. They're like my favorite. They're like the flat ones. Anyway, I'm coming to you live from my niece Jade's bedroom. I do a live stream every month for my book club, which is so much fun. And I did mine already for March. We did it late in April because I was so sick. And well, the internet was crappy at my house. So I thought maybe I should do a quick test at my sister's. And if it's any better, I could do it from here instead of from my house at the end of the month. And this is the time I had to test it. So right now, I'm not even sure how to change cameras. So bear with me if you're just watching for funsies. I'm just testing out stuff. I have my Brio here. And I think right now we're just using the standard built-in, what's this called, camera from my laptop. See if I can switch over to the Brio. Oh, sorry. You see all of my niece's stuff in the background. She definitely needs to clean this room for sure when I do this. You can see her closet. This is not the best setup, but again, it's just a test to see how the internet is. I hope it's better here because we have so much fun with the book club. I was really sad that it was getting kind of, pixelated on my end. You can still hear my voice, which is fine. You can just, listen to the voice, follow the voice if this is a bad stream. Okay, now I'm going to switch back because the Brio, like the setup here is just a little too high for. All right, so that's good to know. So what is my progress for week 2 of Camp Nano? There is no progress. That is the progress. I am really struggling to write. So for lunch here, I have some cake. I went to the grocery store and I picked up a bunch of cold cuts for my boyfriend. He's back at work. He works at the post office. He's a clerk. So, he'll be that guy behind the shield, that plastic shield. I don't know how it works in your area, but we have these cool plastic shields if you go to the post office. And he has to wear a mask and gloves and stuff like that. But he's already been kind of sick. We didn't have corona, but, I think it'll be okay. Try some carrot cake. Man, it's good. I knew it would be. Darn it. Evil cake. So good. So what are you guys having for lunch? You should comment down below if you're here. But if you're not, no worries. And I'll try to answer them later. But yeah, I'm just trying to write more. And it's just not happening. I feel like because of coronavirus, I'm just hibernating like everyone else. I just want to eat and do nothing. Since I was sick for like practically a month and I was always coughing up a lung, this is the first time I can really eat foods that normally would itch my throat. I would just start coughing. So cake is, at the top of the list. I don't know. It's the first thing I saw in the grocery store. I was like, I'm going to grab that. It's really good. All right, so word count. My word count is terrible. You guys, I'm so far behind, but I am editing and revising as I go. First I'm revising and obviously then editing, but I don't know. It's just not flowing like it should. And it's not that I don't love the story. I do. It's just, again, I don't think I'm one of those zero draft people or person that can go ahead and just, pop out 2,000 words. It needs to mean something. It needs to be, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm the Hemingway person. Just like one sentence a day. Like George R.R. Martin. I think everyone's always upset with him because he writes so slow. I guess I'm that writer. So I should probably stay away from series and only write, standalones so people aren't waiting on me. It's just, food for thought. Okay. So for April, we are doing Harry Potter. I picked Harry Potter because we're doing Camp NaNoWriMo. For those of you who are from the planner community and you're like, what is Camp NaNoWriMo? It is National Novel Writing Month, where you write 1,667 words every single day, and it happens in November. It became very popular, and since people needed to revise and edit those novels they were writing in November, they decided to have camps. So we are now in camp for April 2020. And for camp, it's a little more lenient. You don't have to write the total. We're not trying to write a whole novel if you don't want to. You can revise. You can work by hours or by words. It's set up a little different on the website. They don't allow you to put in how many you used to be able to handwrite stuff. They're not doing that this year, but it's not that different because you can still just clock how many hours you're doing. So if you handwrite, just say you handwrite for an hour, then you can put in an hour and you can clock your time that way. Oh my God, these are cute. Little trolls. They're on my niece's desk. She's like in love with that troll movie. So is my sister. More than the child, I should say. Oh, I didn't watch the second Trolls with them, even though we rented it at our house for my niece to watch. I went and lay down and went to bed because it was late. But they really loved it. I think it's Trolls on Tour or something like that. I'm just like bothering all her stuff on the desk and trying to eat lunch. I got me some cheese sticks. This is not the healthiest lunch. I don't even care because I haven't had a lot of junk from being sick for the month, and I'm trying to make up for it all in one day. You also. Oh, she's got some highlighters. Forever a planner girl. I never have to worry about what to get my niece because I always get her planner stuff or a journal, and she loves it. We got this when we went to the 100 Mine field trip, and it's pure silver. Isn't that cool? When she comes back, she's gonna be like, Auntie, you touched all my stuff. I'm sorry. I'm just curious. Okay, so what can I do to try to improve on my words? The truth is, I don't think anything. I'm going to sit down and I'm either going to write a lot or I'm not. Am I writing every day? No. And that's something I probably could improve on, but there's just like so much housework outside and inside. Now that I'm feeling better, I'm just cleaning a lot, and that's taking a lot of my time. And that's kind of a bummer, but I feel like it's kind of a priority during, coronavirus, in case you're watching this in the future. How are things going where you guys live? I can tell you here in Colorado, on the reservation, and that's not like a random saying. I'm Native American, in case you didn't know, and I do live on a reservation. There are people in the store. This is the first day I've really been out since getting sick. So I went into the grocery store today. Some people have masks, some don't. Some have gloves, some don't. Some have a combination. Some people at our post office, because my boyfriend doesn't work at the post office in our town, some of them are wearing masks and some of them are not, because again, they have that shield. So maybe they're not that concerned. I don't know. I know that in the bigger town, which is a place I really don't want to go, the Walmart and stuff have been crowded like every single day, even though we were supposed to be kind of in lockdown still. There's just a ton of traffic everywhere. I know that people are really complaining about the homeless. In the bigger town, they do have a problem with homeless people. There's just so many homeless people at Walmart. I just feel so bad about it. I also get scared that I'm going to run them over because they just, kind of like walk out and get money. And I'm just like, because I have severe anxiety disorder, my mind always goes to left field and I just get so panicked. So I don't even want to be in the bigger town during the coronavirus stuff. Luckily, my sister's gone a couple of times this month, only I think twice. And I've been able to send a list with her and then some money. So any major big things like the big thing of cat food and stuff, we've been able to do. I usually, even before coronavirus happened, I usually am able to only go to the store or into town like once a week. I'll pick like one day. And that's what I did today. I went to the grocery store, I went to the dollar store, I went to the bank, and of course I went to the post office. So I got all of that stuff done. And then I came over here. No one was supposed to be here, but my mom got off early. So she's actually here. And I'm going to end up taking her back to my house to pick up some stuff that she wanted because she usually goes between my sister and my house. So that's the situation there. Drinking some Simply lemonade. I love this stuff. It's amazing. And yeah, I know that in the bigger town, they had to close the actual parks in town because people were just hanging out. And I don't mean just now, I mean like at the very beginning of the whole coronavirus lockdown. People were just chilling out in the park because they weren't sick. And I get it. If I hadn't gotten so sick, I'd be like, what is the fuss about? Because I really don't know that many people who are sick. And I would just be like, why can't we go to the park? This is ridiculous. People are overacting or over exaggerating rather, but they're really not. I mean, I was severely sick and I didn't even have coronavirus. And I was just like, God, I'm going to die any day today. It's been exactly a month, I think a couple of days ago. And you can still hear that I have congestion. Like my voice is not, I'm very nasally. That's like my natural voice sometimes anyway, but it's a little, more than usual. So I don't know. Have you guys been out and about? Are you one of those people that's not, self-quarantining and staying home? Are you one of those people that are like, I'm going to hang out at Walmart? Uh-huh. I know who you are. Or are you one of those people who's just like sitting there watching everyone? My aunt is like that. She watches everyone and she's like, this woman came into the grocery store with her children and none of them were protected. And she's just like taking notes of all of these people who are not doing the right thing. And it's like, God, that sounds exhausting. I don't want to be that person. So I'm not super judgy about the people who don't want to, wear masks or gloves. Because again, I can appreciate if you haven't been sick or you don't know anyone who's sick, it seems like we're all over exaggerating this whole nonsense, but it's not. I mean, if you had what I had and my boyfriend, we're still like recovering. I still feel like on it's like a month and 3 days, I still feel like I get winded walking from, one part of the house to the other. I'm just like you would when you have the flu, like it's the day after and it's a month later. So I don't know. My boyfriend's like, maybe we had corona. I was like, don't tell people that because I actually was tested here living on the reservation. They actually had tests at our clinic. So I went in on like day 5. And so that should have been long enough for, for things to settle and to show up. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. But they said that I was negative. And then my boyfriend got sick like a week after me. And he's like, well, maybe I brought it from the post office and you don't know. He has asthma. Here in Colorado, it's not as bad. He's originally from New York and it was really, really bad there because there's a lot more moisture in the air living, near the ocean. That he used to have asthma all the time. When he moved here, it's so dry here in Colorado because we're in the Four Corners area. So we're close to Arizona and New Mexico where it's, it's just desert. He's never really hardly ever had to use his machine or his inhaler. So I don't know if that's why maybe he got sick. I tried to tell him that he got my illness, but his was a little different. And so at the end of my illness, I started to have that really ugly cough. And it was a little bit different than what I first had. Nobody ever calls or texts me until I do a live stream, I swear, or I'm filming. It's ridiculous. Oh, okay. So this is hilarious. So Amazon is just contacting me to let me know that my Tim Holtz packages are available for pickup or that I picked them up because I just did. That is another headache and a half. I don't know how you guys are dealing with Amazon and coronavirus. Amazon is stating that on their website, they're not going to be sending out anything that isn't like priority right now. I knew that was going to happen because they had been posting it for a while that it was going to be coming up soon. Excuse me. And so I went ahead and I ordered one thing before all that happened. It was actually 2 things rather. They were some vellum and some like designer paper from Tim Holtz. And they got lost, and I was, like, devastated. So on, like, I don't know, day 6 or something of them being lost, I was finally able to go ahead and log in and, get a refund. So I did that. And now, all of a sudden, they came in, like, 4 days later. It's 4 days later since I've done that. So now I have to go and either return them or tell them that they came in the mail. I don't even know how to do that, so that's a little bit of a headache. I don't yeah, that's I mean, first world problems, right? But yeah, so dealing with coronavirus, dealing with illness, dealing with stupid people in the area that are just, like, hanging out, like, I don't know if they're stupid. Yeah, again, I don't wanna judge. I take that back. They're not stupid. Again, if you don't know what it feels like or you don't know anyone that's sick, it doesn't seem believable. I know that here on the reservation, we had an elder pass away. Lovely, lovely woman. She was always so very kind, and she was actually um, the grandma and great grandmother to some of my nieces and nephews. So not related to me, but related to them on their father's side. And they had a funeral, and they told them they could only have 10 people. Again, we live on the reservation, so our rules are a little bit more lenient since we sort of make them up ourselves, right? So they were only allowed 10 people at the funeral, but more than 10 people went. And, again, I'm not going to judge. If my grandmother or parent died, I'd want to be there, and I'd want people who wanted to be there at their own risk, right? That's also scary to say because it's like, it's not just their risk, because if they go to a grocery store and they are sick, they're going to get somebody else sick. So that's all stuff we have to be thinking about. But again, I'm not really going to judge because my boyfriend's sister, she has a boyfriend that I haven't met because they live in New York. And his father died. He passed away, and he basically died alone in the hospital because they wouldn't allow family there. And I thought that was like heartbreaking when I heard that. So I'm sorry if any of you are going through that where you're having someone who is dying or has died and you couldn't be there due to all of this. I mean, the best thing for everyone to do is to stay safe, but I mean, I'm not going to judge, if you end up going or whatever. It's like, you never know what you would do until you're in that situation. So I think that this test has been long enough and I've rambled on long enough. I'm going to finish up my lunch. I hope everyone's well and safe and that your NaNoWriMo is going much better than mine. And if it isn't, don't worry. Keep plugging at it. We're at the halfway point. But I think that since today's Thursday, if I can do 2,000 words every day for the rest of the week, I'll be pretty caught up. Not completely, but enough. All right. My name is Sylvia. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.